Hello, everybody. Today is July 5th, 2018. It is my day 2.056, and it's kind of late at night. You can tell the colors are all washed out. It's almost my bedtime. Today was my first day back to work, and had some ups and downs, but I made it through, obviously. I'm going to go to bed in a little bit and get up tomorrow and do it again. Um, but I wanted to just some comments. I spent my fun time tonight. You know, the whole point of like going to work, and in addition to money, is you're supposed to get like a couple hours after work, you know, to kind of relax. And so tonight I went and I played board games. It was board game night, one of the game shops in town, and you know, we do things to have fun, but there's also some ulterior motives for me. You know, I'm trying to meet new people. Trying to balance out uh, some of my areas where I'm unbalanced, specifically socially, spiritually, emotionally, whatnot. You know, but you know, there's a part of me that craves companionship more than just, you know, people you see every so often, you know, romantically perhaps, that human element of another person, you know. And so, you know, it's funny, not funny, but you know, meeting a guy, okay, and trying to get to know them, you know. Tonight, for example, there was a guy I've seen a couple times, and you know, I don't know how many times it takes before you really get a complete picture. I used to say I used to go to a game night that was LGBTQ friendly. I mean, specifically, that's what it was. And you know, it was always gay guys, you know, bears and cubs. You know, so it was like there's no chance of a relationship in theory. In theory, you know, in theory, anything's possible. You could meet someone who maybe they think they're gay and they're not, or maybe you're the right lock for their key, or vice versa. You know, it's the right fit. So we never know. But you know, tonight, um, you know, I thought about, you know, what middle-aged men would go to a game night. And as far as, you know, people that might be a little antisocial or antisociable or awkward, they don't quite have self-efficacy. I mean, not to be, I mean, immediately I sound like I'm a judgmental bitch. But, you know, again, in the same light that you would not go to a bar looking for a hookup or a long-term relationship, you know, you would say, well, people go to bars, you know, they get drunk, whatnot. So it's kind of the flip side of that. You know, you're going to another place where people kind of, maybe you hope they hook up, or you know, you hope to meet someone, and you're not going to know till you go. But I just kind of, as I sat there and I was playing a board game, and I don't know why people can't just have fun. Gotta win. But anyway, I digress. I'm going in a direction I don't really want to go to. But it made me question somewhat. You know, is board game night really the best place to meet someone? You know? But it's you never know till we'll never know till we go. We'll never know. You know, and definitely have to leave this safety and sanctity of my inner sanctum here in my room. I mean, you're going to meet someone, you got to go out. And a board game night at a game shop is a safe place, okay, inside, well lit, people, etc., etc. So keep trying. I'll keep trying. Not giving up yet. But it made me question somewhat. I had mentioned about, I'm trying to balance myself emotionally, socially, spiritually, whatnot. And I went to church for the first time in a long time this last week. And my sole reason for going to church was not to meet a husband. It was to balance out the spiritual side. Get some religion, get some religion in my life, some spiritual direction. And that is my primary reason for going to the church. I love the church. But, again, it's one of those things. It is a venue for people to meet people. And so I was looking at the church missal, the guide. Catholicism, it's a missal. The booklet. And I noticed there was a social event coming up that I'm going to go to. Again, that's how you meet people. And but again, I as I was driving home tonight, I was going, boy, the last couple game nights have been like nothing, misses as far as looking for somebody. Is that the reason? Is that the sole reason why we go? Why I go? No. Yes, it is a reason, but yes, I want to go because I want to have fun. And part of this whole adult working thing, you work during the day, and you should be able to have a couple hours to yourself after you take care of your responsibilities and everything else. But again, it made me question about, why am I going to church? Am I going to church just to meet somebody? No, it is for that spiritual fulfillment. It is for that spiritual direction. There is substance there. But I have to acknowledge the fact that, yes, it is a way of meeting someone, And, going to an LGBTQ-friendly church, I could only hope that if I were to meet someone and they were to give me more than the time of day and we got to know each other, that that's a step in the right direction. That if I'm going to a trans-friendly church, that once I share the fact that I'm transgendered, post-op, but transgendered, that hopefully that's one step in the right direction, that they won't freak out about it. Because they go to an LGBTQ friendly church. I don't know how that pans out, but again, it was that I'm not going solely just to meet a husband or a wife. I'm going for this spiritual balance of energies. But it made me think tonight, we only have so many opportunities to do things. And, at one time I found myself so engrossed and entranced in the trans community that, it was support that I needed, but I needed other venues. I needed other outlets. I needed to avoid being in a silo, to avoid being in an echo chamber. And again, for a heterosexual trans woman, such as myself, I'm not going to meet my husband if I spend all my time going to trans community events. So there has to be some kind of balance there, And that kind of goes back to the idea of balance and, social, again, social balance, spiritual balance, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I thought I'd share that. So hopefully I don't sound like a judgmental bitch. It was funny though. So at some points tonight, the conversation was, again, it was all of the gender pronouns were correct. I hate to think at this point in my transition that I'm hung up on pronouns, but again, it was nice to be she, her. It's her turn, etc., etc. The other thing, and then I'll close on that, is watching fireworks outside. People are letting off their fireworks. I guess if we were smart, we would, buy fireworks today. You can hear them now going off. They're cheap. I mean, kids don't care. Kids like fireworks. But I had an absolute wonderful time yesterday. My daughter and I going over to Jamie's house, and it was a good 4th of July just to be ourselves. And definitely, this is I think probably her second fully transitioned woman. Probably my second or my third 4th of July since I transitioned, and I got a little bit emotional because I thought back to how we used to celebrate, my family, when I had a family, when I was married, how we used to celebrate, and it was a lot of fun for them. It's kind of quiet desperation for me, suffering, but it was kind of bittersweet to look outside last night and watch the family across the street. It was the mom and the dad, and it was, I think, 2 or 3 kids. And remembering back to when my daughter was a little toddler, and made me a little sad. A little sad. Happy where I am today, but there was a time when, at least externally, everything looked wonderful, even if it was craven and hollow and a lie, And now it's the truth, but there's no family there. There's a family in pieces. It's me and my daughter, and her and her mother, and it's different. It's different. And who knows what the future holds? That's always been my thing. We don't know what's going to happen in the future, and whether on my own or in the grocery store or at board game night or at church, or somehow if I meet someone, there'll be other 4th of Julys, I'm sure, and whatnot. But for the blog's sake, I'm still I'm 2 weeks and a day or two past having the corrective surgery done, and I definitely can go to the bathroom a lot better, but I'm still waking up 4 or 5 times during the night, and not necessarily go to the bathroom, but just I wake up, and I don't necessarily know if it was just, it's been that way consistently for 2 weeks. I mean, I think I have a problem with my prostate, and that's what my surgeon said that they would be watching for, and I go back next week, and I'll let her know that, and she'll put me on Flomax or something like it, and we'll see if that helps. So I'm still not getting a full 5 hours sleep in pieces is what I'm getting, and I'll happily take that compared to what it was, which was not sleep. But I definitely want to get back on a sleep schedule, and we'll try that and see if that helps. And it might be a little bit of anxiety, like I said, going back to work. But that is all I can think of, so I guess I better sign off. Spent my fun time doing board games and then chores, and now it's time to go to bed. Yay! Anyway, good luck to you, my friends. I wish you the best of luck in becoming your authentic self, and my hope is, for myself, I'll get a couple weeks of normality. Sorry, Julie. Normality, some normal passage of time, and then things will kind of pick up, and for a good year while I was losing weight, I was happy. somewhat. I had a goal. Why can't I be happy now like I was happy then? Right? All right. Till next time, my friends. Good luck to you. And here we go. Bye-bye.